Hey guys, so if you want to build an AI plumbing receptionist for $0 and in under 10 minutes, this is the fastest way to get started in AI automation. Welcome back, I'm Adhiraj, and today I'm going to walk you through step by step how to build a fully automated plumbing voice agent using Vapi and n8n. This setup answers calls like a real human, will check availability, and book real appointments straight into Google Calendar. By the end of this video, you'll have a system you can use in your own service business or clone and resell to local plumbers. All right. So step one is to go to Vapi, which is an awesome website used to build voice agents, create an account, and we want to create a new assistant. All right. You can name this plumbing agent. And once we're here, for our model, let's use GPT 4.1 mini. This is the cheapest and fastest, and also based on my testing, it's the best for service-based businesses. We want to leave this on assistant speaks first. Basically means AI, as soon as it picks up the call, it speaks instead of waiting for the user to speak, which is also an option over here. All right. Now for our system prompt, let's go over to our files, master prompt, and can copy paste that in here. And this file is basically the AI's brain. So it defines how it talks, how it diagnoses issues, what questions it asks, and also how it basically escalates these plumbing emergencies like leaks or flooding. We also want to update this first message over here, and you can change this to whatever you'd like. Awesome, and hit publish. So now our AI knows how to behave, but it can't actually do anything. So we need to give it some tools, right? These give the AI actual actions that it can perform. So we want to create 3 tools. First one will be called availability plumbing. This one will just check availability. Turn this on JSON. Let's grab this from here. And yeah, so these will all be available in my school community. So you don't have to do all this from scratch. Okay. There we go. Apply. And save. Okay, next tool is book appointment. And this will actually book the appointments. Parameters, JSON. Let's grab it. Awesome. Let's go down here, apply. And you'll be able to actually see the parameters if you go into Visual Editor. Okay, and save. Toolkit filled. Let's try to save. Awesome. And then for our last tool, our last tool is called Qualify Plumbing. And this will basically ask it the qualifying questions that we've decided in the prompt. And let's go down to JSON. Let's grab it from here. Okay. So yeah, plumbing issue, it'll grab the entire issue, whether it's leaking, and the status of the water valve. Apply. And save. So now we've created 3 tools, and we've given our agent the ability to actually do things. And these tools get triggered every time a caller will say, like, can someone come this afternoon? So it'll check availability. Or like, I'd like to book the 10 a.m. slot. We'll check that. Or when they explain like what's actually happening with their pipe or their situation, right? So Vapi is basically extracting the intent, it's packaging up the data, and then it's sending that to n8n. All right. Now we want to assign our agent a phone number. So let's go to phone numbers, create phone number. If you're in the US, you get 10 of them for free. So it's plenty. And you can pick any number you want. I'm going to name this plumbing agent. Okay. And over here, we want to go down to select assistant and select our assistant that we just created over here. Awesome. And let's save. So yeah, one key part is we want to set our assistant on the inbound settings. Outbound means we're calling out. Inbound means we're answering calls. So this is an inbound agent. All right. Let's go back to assistants. Now we created the tools, but we didn't actually assign them to the agent yet. So that's what we want to do over here. Select tools, select all. So these are the 3 ones we just created and publish. Now our agent has access to those tools. And in our prompt, now you might be wondering like how does it know which tool to call? We've actually like pretty much told it what to do, so it doesn't get confused. Tool order told it when to call what tool, etc. All right. So at this point, you have a real phone number that the AI can actually answer, and you can actually give it a ring right now, and it'll be able to have a full conversation with you. It won't actually be able to do anything like booking things to Google Calendar. So that's where n8n comes in, right? So now we need to build the backend in n8n. Okay. So let's go to n8n, and when you open n8n and you create an account over here, it'll look empty, which it should. Now, don't build this entire thing from scratch. I've already built the entire workflow for you. Go to my school community, get the file. It's called master plumbing, and literally just I did Command A to get all of it, Command C to copy it, and Command V to paste it. Okay, this is the whole workflow. So I'm going to go through step by step now and explain you what every node does, and then we can test it out together. So this is the web node. All right. The Webhook node is the entry point. And so every time an AI triggers a tool in Vapi, the data hits this webhook first. So if we click into it, it'll contain things like the tool name, what the caller said, even arguments like requested date, as well as the caller's phone number. So this is how Vapi hands over control to n8n. And while we're here, it's worth noting that there's a test URL and the production URL. Now we care about the production URL. So copy that over, go to Vapi, go to messaging, and paste that server URL in here. Okay. And while we're here, go to server messages and uncheck everything except for function call. This is basically like you're basically in server messages, you're telling it every time to call n8n, and you're going to waste a lot of executions if you're doing it for all of these things. So just do it for function call. Okay, perfect. That's it for the webhook. Now route by tool. This which node basically looks at which tool was triggered and acts accordingly. So if we go into here, we're basically going into that webhook and then extracting the function name which it needs to act on. So availability, book appointment, or qualify. And for check availability, what's going on is we're first checking the calendar. So we go to a get calendar node. And this node essentially pulls all the busy events for the date that the caller mentioned. And then it'll return existing appointments the agent must avoid, okay? And over here, and for all the Google Calendar nodes, there's only 2, I believe, just link your account. That is one thing that you're gonna have to do with this setup. So link your account here and here. Next, we have a merge data. So this is just a node which combines the tool call arguments from Vapi as well as a list of the busy events from Google Calendar. And then we feed all of this to our code node. And this is actually some interesting logic I coded up, and it's basically the brain of the scheduling logic. So I'm gonna break down exactly what's happening over here so you understand every part. So first we extract the tool call data, and these are things like the requested date and the tool call ID. Then we're loading up the configuration, and this is where you can kind of customize it to your use case. So I'm in LA, so time zone, even the workday an hour, 18, this is 6, so 8 to 6 p.m. And for time zone, yeah, then like 30-minute slot cadence, meeting duration, and 15-minute buffers, so before and after buffers. These rules basically ensure that our plumber never gets double booked or overbooked. Okay. Next, we're generating all of the actual potential slots for that day. And so if the customer asks for Thursday, we're creating 8, 8:30, 9, all the way to 6 p.m. All right. And then we are pulling the Google Calendar events and filtering out any of the all day events. And so we're really only keeping the appointments with start and end date times. And we're actually also expanding each busy event by the buffer window. So if you have a 1 hour job, the system might mark it busy from 12:45 to 2:15. All right, now we're actually filtering out any slots that overlap with busy intervals. And so this cleans it up and ensures that only the open times remain. And then finally, we are like formatting every single slot into human readable options. And this is what gets sent back to Vapi so the AI can read them out loud. Finally, we're replying with slots. So this node wraps all those available slots in JSON and then sends them back to Vapi using the correct tool call ID. And so this is how the AI knows what times are actually free. All right. Next, the book appointment is pretty straightforward. When the caller actually picks a slot and the AI fires the booking call, this is what creates the actual Google Calendar event. And so this is a start and end time, and then in the description, it'll have the name, phone number, issue, whether it's leaking. So you might remember some of this from that tool call, from that tool we made. And the water is if the water valve is off, and then the summary. So this basically gives the technician everything they need before actually arriving on the site. And then finally, this is just a confirmation of the booking. So Vapi, so this node just sends a confirmation back to Vapi, so the AI can then tell me or whoever's calling, great, you're all good to go, you're booked. All right. And then finally, just qualifying the lead. This is just if AI is running this qualification tool, this node is just confirming that it's received and it's logged the customer's issue. All right. So now let's save this, and in order to actually test this in production, you need to set this as active. Okay. And you want to open up the Google Calendar that you've linked. I've opened it up over here so you can test it out. And let's go to Vapi and see that phone number we picked out. And let's give it a call.
Thanks for calling Los Angeles Plumbing Co. This is Riley. What's going on?
Hey Riley, my sink is overflowing.
Oh, no, that sounds frustrating. Is water actively leaking or spilling out anywhere right now? And have you been able to turn off the water valve to stop it from flowing?
Water is leaking, yes and no.
Okay, so water is leaking right now, and you've been able to shut off the water valve. Is that right? Just want to be sure so I can get you the right help.
No, I haven't been able to shut off the water valve.
Okay. First things first. Can you get your main water cut off? We'll stop the leak while we get someone out here. There. Meanwhile, tell me a bit more about the sink overflow. Anything else you noticed? And I'll get this info checked. We can get a plumber out there.
Yeah, no, I can't, and I don't know much about the overflow. It's just overflowing.
Got it. Thanks for that. Let's get the licensed plumber out for an emergency visit. They'll assess everything and get it fixed. Sound good? What day and time works best for you to have someone come take a look?
Can we do tomorrow at 12 p.m.?
Tomorrow at 12 p.m. is booked up. I do have openings at 11:30 a.m., 12:30 p.m., or 1 p.m. Do any of those work for you?
Could I do 3 p.m.?
3 p.m. tomorrow is available. Want me to lock that in for you?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your full name for the appointment?
Adiraj Hungal?
All right, Brad. I've got you scheduled for Friday, November 14th at 3 p.m. Does that work for you?
That works for me. Thank you.
You're all set. The plumber will give you a heads up before arriving. else comes up or you need to reschedule, just give us a call. And then
Thanks, Riley.
welcome. Take care, and we'll be there soon to help with that. Have a good one.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye. All right. And there you have it. So that's your full plumbing AI voice agent. Vapi on the front, n8n on the back end. It's fully automated and it's ready for you to resell or use however you want. So if you want the full JSON workflow, the plumbing prompt files, the code, the templates for the code node, all of it is inside my school community. So you can download everything, clone the workflow, and have your first client demo ready in under an hour. Okay. Like, subscribe, and comment what industry I should build out next. See you in the next one.